Alright, hey everybody, welcome back. I am finally living up to what I've said. In this video, I'm going to be ranking 12 more levels, or floors, whatever you want to call them. In this one, I call it floors, but I also refer to it as levels. It's a little hard to judge, but in the previous one, I said that I would probably rank the other ones, the ones that have already been out, because in that one, I just ranked the newest ones. So yeah, we're gonna go through 12 of them here, and then I believe after that there's 12 left that I'll save for another video, but don't worry, it won't take as long to come out as this one has. I do need to clarify, my rankings are personal. They're my opinions. I'm a little biased when it comes to rankings. I tend to rank things higher than usual. Um, and the way I kind of rank them, I kind of look at it as like how I want to play it, like how I feel. Like in the video, I'll refer to nightmare difficulty because that's what me and the boys are trying to do. Every now and then we'll try a nightmare run to see how far we can get. And so yeah, we refer to it as in that sense. I refer to it as in that sense. So like what levels do I like on nightmare difficulty compared to other ones? So like the more difficult ones I may rank a little bit lower because I don't like, but I don't know. Just watch through the video, see the rankings, let me know what you think about it, and yeah, I appreciate all the new subs I got too. It's great seeing you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So without further ado, enjoy these new rankings. So starting off, we have floor 1. Now floor 1 is basically the floor you think of when you hear the backrooms. It's your dim lighting, yellow wallpaper, maze-like room, and basically it functions the exact same way in this game. The objective is we have to wander through the maze till we find ladders. It's like a little ladder room, and then we build a ladder. Then once we build it, we use it to get to a little venti area where there's a key, and then the key goes to a door that we can unlock that will lead to the pit room. And then we have to get across the pit room to another vent, which will lead us to the next floor. Now, there's no threat unless you fall into the pits. If you fall into the pits, then you have to worry about the wire monster. Now, if you're playing with buddies, they can throw down rope for you, and then you can climb the rope to get out. However, if you're not, there is another way to get out. And if you have trouble, like this is your first time, then there's markings on the wall which can help navigate you. I'll give that one a 5 out of 10 since it's good for when you first start playing, but then after that it's like meh. It's just, another level that you gotta get through that's not too interesting. Floor 2 is just a parking lot. Basically, the objective of this one is that we need to head across the parking lot to a room where there's a bunch of colored cars, and then the colored cars coordinate with the colors for the keypad, which will open the elevator. Now this one, it's smaller, it's not maze-like, so I enjoy it a little bit more, and there's no threats, like I said, so it's good for gathering your almond water and your flashlights if you're lucky. So for this one, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Now, for floor 3, this one is you head down the elevator and then it's just like the previous floor. It's another parking lot. However, this one there's a few threats. These ones are the mimics, the ones that can fake like they're your friend or whatever. And so the objective of this floor is that we need to get keys. And then we need 4 keys to unlock a door that'll lead us to our next floor, basically. And so this one, I like it a lot more than the other two. The threat, it adds to it. Sometimes the key spawn location you get a little unlucky and it'll spawn at the far back where the monsters like to hang out. But other than that one, this one's pretty fun. I like it. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I feel like that one's a solid rating for this one. Once we do get those keys and open the door, we can then head to our next floor, which will be floor 4. Basically, again, it's another parking lot. So, I mean, technically you could count these all as one floor, but I like to go it as like sections that you go through, your loading screens and whatnot. So the objective of this floor is we need to find an elevator again, pretty much. And there's a whole bunch of doors that we have to open up to find the elevator. This one, there's a fixed spawn location, 3 fixed spawn locations that I know of. There's one on the floor that you start out on, then you have to go down you have to go down a level for the second one, and then you have to go down another level for the final one. Sometimes you can get really lucky and it'll spawn on the first floor that you're on, or the first level that you're on. Sometimes you won't, and it'll be on the third level and it'll kind of screw you. There are mimics in this one, and it is dark, which is very unfortunate. So if it's your first time playing and you don't know like what you're supposed to be doing other than like the sticky note they give you, this one can suck, that's for sure. But if you know the locations, it's really not that bad. The mimics can really fuck you, and if you're playing on nightmare difficulty, oh boy, this one's definitely a good run ender when you're grouped up with 3 or 4 people if you're trying to get that 100% achievement. So since it is dark and since it can end your run pretty easily, I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. I like it. Just 0.5 off from the previous one. Once we do find that elevator and we head down, I'm gonna conjoin these two because like I said, I kind of like to group them with loading screens. We head to the hub, which the hub is like, basically we can head to all the different floors through the hub. It's like a level picker pretty much, I don't know. That's just the way I would describe it, but we need to head to like a computer room so that way we can unlock the next floor. I'm just going to conjoin it in with the next floor. So floor 5, the objective of this one's the garage level. We have to again find another elevator that's hidden by doors, but the threat this time is smilers. And so in the garage, the lights they'll be on and then they'll flash off. And once they flash off, that's when the smilers are there to basically kill us. And so what we have to do is we have to time it right, go to like the little cubbies that the doors are, and then we'll find, you know, our door. So I like this one's enjoyable. It's a good one to screw around in. Sometimes I don't know, I feel like you could get screwed if you're like hiding in the cubby and they'll somehow grab you, but that's when you're risking it. So for this one, I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. It's a solid one. Floor 6. Now again, I'm gonna group these together because this is the hallway where you have to run from one side and then the thing chases you after you get to a certain point. That part I hate. So if I was judging this one by itself, this one would be an immediate 0, but I'm not going to since it's super short and it's just running. But once we get to our 6th floor, it's the dog room. And so that being said, the threats are dogs. So the objective of this one is to turn on power boxes. There's 9 total that we have to turn on. 3, there's no threats. The next 3, there's I believe like 2 dogs, and the like 3 spawn locations you could get lucky and that like only one of them is in like a dog room, or you could get unlucky and there's like 2 in the dog room, but it's not that bad. That one. The one following that one though, the last 3, oh my goodness, so many dog rooms. This one we wish we could skip because it's so easy to die, especially when you play on harder difficulties and it's harder to stun the dogs. It's not that fun to do. Especially when you have Mr. Door Blocker blocking your fucking way every time. But it's a solid one. I like it. It's just after playing so many times, it's one that you definitely regret. Or it's definitely one that you don't look forward to. So I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Heading to the next floor, floor 7 is the office rooms. This one's just, again, like another walking simulator. You head through the office till you reach the final door. This one's a little different than like the other ones. This one, like it's like a puzzle room too. Like the first puzzle, you have to look at the vending machines and correspond the number of whatever the vending machine is. So like for instance, how many tables there are, how many books there are, chairs, the water jug things, I don't know what the hell those things are called, but you just like put the amount in the vending machine and then it'll unlock the door. Then you continue on until you reach a camera room, and then you have to like sneak past the cameras without being detected to reach the next locked door. And if you get past the cameras without being detected, then it's just like smooth sailing through there. So this one, I'm gonna give a 5 out of 10. It's meh. But if you're playing on nightmare difficulty, this room is an 8 out of 10 for sure. because it's like a breather floor. I mean, you got through dog room, you got through the elevator room that's dark with the mimics, you got through the key room, you got through a lot of floors where it's like really stressful. And mind you, on nightmare difficulty, if just one person in your party dies, you have to restart the entire thing. And so, you know, getting through those simple floors it can be stressful. So if you're playing on nightmare difficulty, this one's like hands down an 8 out of 10 because it's a good breather. It's a good place to stock up on your supplies. There's a lot of drinks, there's a lot of almond water, a lot of piss juice, go-go juice, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, 5 out of 10 for normal because it's just like a running simulator. 8 out of 10 if you're on nightmare difficulty. Now floor 8, hotel. This one is going to be kind of like the last one. This one, the objective is to get moth jelly pretty much. So on this floor, you have to basically head through the hotel, find moths, spray them with your pesticide, and then get the moth jelly, put it in the little, what are those things called? Like the trolley elevator thingies? I don't know. I'll look it up. But you put it through that, it'll go down, and then it'll bring up a key. You need 3 keys. And then once the doors open, you hit up the elevator pretty much. So this one is a 6 out of 10. It's a little more enjoyable than the other one because it gives you something to do. But again, if you're playing on nightmare difficulty, it definitely boosts the rating up there because it's a nice breather one. Now on floor 9, it's like the hotel continued, but this one you definitely have a threat. So you have to basically head through the hotel to the different rooms and you have to look for letters. And then the letters will correspond in a cubby and it'll give you a code pretty much. Then once you have the code, you put it in the lock and then it'll unlock your door. The threats in this room is the dogs and then the mimics. They'll be wandering like the hallways. But the thing about this one is I'm not going to rank it that high because if you know, I think there's like 3 fixed codes. So if you know those 3 codes, you can just input those 3 codes and get through it lickety split. So I mean, if you are playing on nightmare difficulty, it's good to have those codes. It's like a nice breezy floor, but I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I feel like if the code was random every single time, which I think it would be kind of hard to do, but maybe not, it would be, you know, it would force you to do something, so I feel like it would make it a little bit more enjoyable than it just being like a skip level. But still, I feel pretty generous giving it a 7 out of 10. Now, once we head down to floor 10, or I guess technically up since you take a staircase up, is the evil moth room. That's just what I'm going to call it. I don't really know what it's called. But in this area, it's like a giant ass maze that you have to go through. And they give you like temperature gauges because you don't want to be stuck in a room that's too hot or else it'll kill you. And then there's also the threat of moths, giant moths, the evil ones. And these things will fucking follow you until they get you and then they'll drag you to their red room. There is like pesticide valves that you can use to ward off those moths. I'm giving this one like either a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. Maybe like a 4.5 out of 10. I don't know. Because this one's just, it sucks. It's like, it again, like my rankings are gonna be kind of judged on like nightmare difficulty, because it's like when I think about all the floors, I'm like, okay, which one am I gonna regret the most, you know, going into nightmare? Which one's gonna give me the most difficulties? This one, it's not bad because, you know, there's like a maze location, like, you know, you just follow the same path every time and then you know your threats, so you know how to deal with them and whatnot. But like if you're playing with like 3-4 guys, it can definitely screw you up, especially when you're playing on like nightmare or even hard, where if one person dies, you either reset the floor or you reset the game altogether, which I believe in one of our runs that we did, the furthest we got was this floor right here. Actually no, I think we got further. Yeah, we definitely got further, but this was one that ended one of our runs. So this one, I'll just give it a 5 out of 10. I'm feeling generous. Maybe a 5.5 out of 10. I don't know. I'm a little iffy on this one. The moths can be annoying, but it's not that bad overall. Now, we've been in the mid for the floors, but this one, floor 11, now after we get through floor 10. In between floor 10 and 11, there's that annoying hallway again with the, where dog room was. We gotta run through there. That's annoying as hell. But I'm not gonna let it deter me from floor 11, which is the fun room. This one is a straight 9 out of 10. I love this one. When me and the boys first started playing, it was a nightmare. It took us forever to get through because it was hard to coordinate how like the game worked with all of us, because if you alert the party goers and they chase you, it's like, you know, having that other person, they could like lock onto you and target you. So but once we figured out like the pattern and what to do, like the trick to it, it's just, this one's real fun to go to. We always joke about how it's not fun and how it's like the worst floor out of all of them, or the worst level, but I don't know, I love it. And they got banger nursery rhyme musics, the child nursery musics or nursery rhymes, whatever, playing over the speakers, and it's the best. And not to mention, you know, the party goers they're hitting it, dude. They are hitting the dance moves. I just can't help but join them, you know, but if I do, it'll get me killed. So yeah, this one, hands down, absolute favorite. 9 out of 10. I always look forward to this one. Floor 12 now. Once we get to the end of floor 11, we go down water slides, and it leads us to floor 12, which is pool room, the first part of pool room. Now, if you remember in the last video when we were ranking the new levels, there was that extended pool level. I fucking hated that one. The raft one with the valves, that one was garbage. It was terrible. I hated that. This one, not bad. It's just another walking simulator, pretty much. Get from point A to point B in the, find the door, pretty much. Not really mazy. Once you know the path, it's real easy. There's, like, threats, but if you're stupid, or if you're not stupid, you can avoid it real easily. Like, dark pond water, or dark pool water, that'll get you killed if you fall in. We joke around a lot and get ourselves killed here, but... And then like some dark spots where it's like pitch black, if you walk through it, it'll kill you. So really, if you're just going where you need to go, you have no issue. So yeah, this one I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10.